This is PSN Newsrun, streaming exclusively on YouTube.
Our top stories for today. Federal government to enforce 16 years age limit for tertiary institutions applicants. And US demands full access to student visa applicants' social media handles. Stay with us for full details of this and more stories. We begin with the federal government's stance on 16 years minimum age for admission into tertiary institutions, warning that violations and off-campus admissions will attract prosecution. Joycelyn is on the news desk today.
The federal government has officially reaffirmed 16 years as the minimum age for admission into Nigeria's tertiary institutions, declaring the policy non-negotiable. The announcement was made by the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, during the 2025 JAM policy meeting held in Abuja. Alausa emphasized that any institution found admitting candidates below the age limit will be sanctioned. The age restriction, while not new, has often been loosely enforced. However, the government now says it will be strictly upheld going forward to ensure academic and emotional readiness of candidates entering higher education. In addition, the minister issued a strong warning to vice-chancellors, rectors and provosts against manipulating the Central Admission Processing System, CAPS, JAM's digital platform used to regulate admissions. He stated that all admissions outside CAPS will be deemed illegal, and heads of institutions who violate this directive risk criminal prosecution. CAPS, introduced in 2017, was designed to promote transparency, curb backdoor admissions, and ensure fairness in Nigeria's admission process. Dr. Alausa also stressed that the ministry will collaborate with security and anti-corruption agencies to clamp down on admission racketeering and age falsification, which have remained recurring issues in the education sector. The declaration sets a firmer tone for enforcing admission standards across Nigerian universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education as the 2025/2026 academic session approaches. Joycelyn Ella Keche, Ada, PS News.
Still on education-related matters, ASUU has begun a nationwide strike over delayed June salaries, with lecturers in UniJos and Uni Abuja already withdrawing services. Here's Marianne with the full scoop.
Nigerian university lecturers under the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, have commenced a nationwide strike, protesting the delay in payment of their June 2025 salaries. This follows a directive from ASUU's National Executive Council mandating all branches to withdraw services if salaries are delayed beyond the third day of any month, a policy now being enforced under no pay, no work. Branches at the University of Jos and the University of Abuja were amongst the first to comply, with lecturers halting lectures and meetings. ASUU's president, Professor Chris Puina, says the strike is in response to repeated salary delays since university staffs were moved from IPPIS to GIFMIS platform. According to him, despite multiple meetings with the Minister of Education and the Accountant General, no solution has been reached. Puina insisted that the payment system isn't the issue, but accuses officials in the Office of the Accountant General of deliberately withholding funds. He warned that any university yet to receive salary will join the strike. Beyond the June salary, ASUU is also demanding the release of outstanding 10 billion naira in end academic allowances, part of the 50 billion agreement, of which only 40 billion has been paid. The union says unless salaries and arrears are being paid, members will continue to stay away from classrooms, deepening the crisis of Nigerians' public universities. Marianne Awuya, PS News.
And moving on to health, good news as Novartis receives Swiss approval for Coartem Baby, the first malaria drug for infants, with fast-track approvals expected in 8 countries, including Nigeria. Reporting from the news desk, here's Joycelyn.
Novartis has just received a Swiss approval for Coartem Baby, the world's first malaria drug specifically designed for newborns and small infants. Until now, babies weighing less than 4.5 kg had no approved malaria treatment, despite being at serious risk. According to the WHO, malaria kills over 260,000 African children under 5 every year. And in some parts of West Africa, up to 18% of infants under 6 months test positive for malaria. Coartem Baby, also known as Riamet Baby in some countries, closes that critical treatment gap. It's a dissolvable medicine, including in breast milk, and comes with a cherry flavor to make it easier for babies to swallow. 8 African countries, including Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Malawi, participated in the fast-track review process and are expected to grant approval soon. With 30 million babies born in malaria risk zones annually, health experts say this child-friendly drug could be a game changer in reducing early childhood deaths across Africa. Joycelyn Ella Keche Ada, PS News.
The United States Embassy now requires a student visa applicant to make their social media accounts public. Joycelyn will inform us on this new directive.
The United States Embassy in Nigeria has announced a major update for student and exchange visa applicants. All individuals applying for F, M, or J non-immigrant visas must now set their personal social media accounts to public as part of enhanced screening measures. The policy, which took effect immediately, was posted on the embassy's official Instagram page. It applies to those seeking to study, undergo vocational training, or participate in exchange programs in the U.S. The U.S. State Department says this move aims to strengthen vetting procedures by allowing officials to review applicants' online presence as part of national security checks. According to the embassy, they will use all available information in the visa screening to identify those who may be inadmissible to the United States, including individuals who could pose a threat. While applicants have been required since 2019 to submit their social media handles, the new directive mandates full public access to those profiles, allowing consular officers to verify identity and assess the intent of applicants. The affected visa types include F visas for academic study, M visas for vocational or technical training, J visas for exchange programs. The U.S. Department of State emphasized that a visa is a privilege, not a right, and that each applicant represents a national security decision. Applicants are encouraged to check with their local U.S. embassy or consulate for appointment updates, as scheduling for F, M, and J visas is expected to resume soon. Reporting for PS News, Joycelyn Ella Keche Ada.
Trade tensions between the US and China are heating up once more, this time with potentially severe consequences for global supply chains. Tessa Phillips brings us full details on this one.
China has issued a stern warning to the Trump administration over plans to reinstate sweeping tariffs on Chinese goods starting August 1st. Beijing is threatening strong retaliation, not just against the United States, but also against allies that support Washington's strategy to isolate China from key trade routes. Earlier this year, both nations reached a fragile agreement to ease tensions, but unresolved issues now put diplomacy on edge. President Trump's new tariff plan could hike duties beyond the already steep 51% average on Chinese goods, while China's tariffs on United States exports hover around 33%. Beijing says it favors dialogue but won't bow to what it calls economic coercion. The United States has given China until August 12 to reach a deal or face new penalties. With countries exploring new supply chains that bypass China, the outcome of this standoff could reshape global trade and impact economies around the world. Tessa Phillips, PS News.
Still on international news, sadly, Ireland is set to begin excavating a mass grave at a former church-run mother and baby home in Tuam, where the remains of over 800 infants are believed to be buried, marking a major step towards uncovering decades-old abuse and neglect. Joycelyn filed in this report.
A team of forensic archaeologists and international experts will begin work next week in a project expected to last 2 years. The site, once operated by the Bon Secours Order of Nuns, housed unmarried pregnant women between 1925 and 1961, during which 802 children, mostly under age 3, died and were buried in unmarked chambers. The burial site, discovered in 2014 by amateur historian Catherine Coles, shocked the world and triggered a government inquiry. That investigation revealed a 15% infant mortality rate across all such homes and described conditions as appalling. Some skeletal remains were found alongside baby items like nappy pins and shoes under what is now a playground. Experts say the excavation will be difficult as many remains are commingled and DNA recovery could be limited. Families like Anna Corrigan's, whose 2 brothers were born in Tuam, are hoping for closure. They got no dignity in life or death, she said, standing beside the fenced-off site. This excavation marks a significant step towards justice and recognition for thousands of children and women silenced for decades in one of Ireland's darkest chapters. Joycelyn Ella Keche Ada, PS News.
On sports, Osimhen edges closer to Galatasaray move, Thiago Silva spies for Fluminense, and Ronaldo skips Jota's funeral. Sam is on the sport desk.
Galatasaray is making big moves in the transfer market. The Turkish giants have reached an agreement in principle with 3 players and are now finalizing Victor Osimhen's permanent move. The club reportedly made a €60 million offer to Napoli, and talks with Osimhen are set for this week. Osimhen impressed on loan at Galatasaray last season, netting 37 goals across all competition, making him one of the most prolific forwards in Europe. Meanwhile, in the build-up to the Club World Cup semi-final, 40-year-old Thiago Silva has revealed he's using inside knowledge from his Chelsea days to help Fluminense. Silva, who played 155 games for Chelsea between 2020 and 2024, admitted he's been spying on the Blues to give the Brazilian side a tactical edge. Fluminense, unbeaten in the tournament, faced Chelsea next, with Silva saying he's passed on training insight after recently visiting London. And finally, Cristiano Ronaldo has sparked controversy after being spotted on a luxury yacht holidaying in Mallorca with his partner, Georgina Rodriguez, just a day after missing Diogo Jota's funeral. Jota, 28, and his brother Andre Silva, 25, tragically died in a car accident in northern Spain last week, just 11 days after Jota's wedding to his childhood sweetheart, Ruth Cardoso. Many of Jota's Portuguese international teammates, including Bernardo Silva and Ruben Neves, attended the funeral, but Ronaldo was noticeably absent. It's believed Ronaldo opted not to attend due to past personal tragedies, including the death of his father in 2005. Despite his absence from the funeral, Ronaldo paid tribute to Jota on social media, expressing condolences to his family and calling him a dear friend. This is Samuel Akman for PS News.
You just watched PSN Newsrun, streaming exclusively on YouTube. This is your trusted voice for news that matters. Subscribe, like, share, and stay informed.